Camptown races. Here's the shirt. If you're watching on YouTube, you should be. If you're not, Camptown races September 6th. Be sure to sign up. It's 10K, 5K, 10K relay. So hashtag Duda. Our friend Mr. Schools puts that on.
The Wyoming Valley Run is coming up, people. Already. We ran it last year. It was a great run. They do a great job. 10 miler. And I can't say enough good things about it.
Instagram, X. The big one is YouTube. When you find us on YouTube, please consider subscribing.
I'm thinking what I'm thinking.
And that's what you're thinking?
Running with Maverick and Wolfman. Welcome to the show about running, health, fitness, family, fun, and all the adventures of life. Maverick here.
Wolfman here. Don't forget to find us on Facebook, Instagram, X. The big one is YouTube. When you find us there, please consider subscribing. Hit the bell, the thumbs up, whatever it's called. Tell your friends. They should do it too. It's a great show. Before we dive into it, man, we got some things to tell the people about. Camptown races. Here's the shirt. If you're watching on YouTube, you should be. If you're not, Camptown races September 6th. Be sure to sign up. It's 10K, 5K, 10K relay. So hashtag Duda. Our friend Mr. Schools puts that on. You want to do the other one? I see you have your hat on as well.
The Wyoming Valley Run is coming up, people. Already. We ran it last year. It was a great run. They do a great job. 10 miler. And I can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah, Maverick said it all. Also, be sure to sign up by August 23rd. So this is we're getting to the last month to sign up for that race. But it was a fun one.
That's right. It's quick. It's quick. It's a flat run. It's 10 miles. It's nice.
It was good. We got this cool hat.
A 10 miler is nice.
I don't know what this year's surprise is going to be. Did they say yet? I can't remember.
No, I don't know about that.
I got a fun idea for you, Gareth or Ben, whoever's listening and sets these things up. But sticking with the summer theme, if you haven't picked something already, I think they did sunglasses, this cool hat. How about some Wyoming Valley Run sunscreen? SPF 10. Anyway, enough with these jokes. This is a serious show.
It's a serious episode, as you can tell. As always, it's very serious. Listen, it's our 2-year anniversary with the show. Thank you for everyone who's been listening. Been 2 years this July 25th, if I could speak tonight. Christmas in July, as always, our anniversary.
Yeah. And thank you, like Maverick said, to everybody who does listen or watch or whatever you do. We appreciate it. Even if it's toilet scrolling, that's okay. Wherever you're viewing.
I just want to say, for our celebration this year, Wolfman took us on a expert level hike through a park where we climbed over a treacherous mountain down the backside of the mountain, and then across into like some stream side rock bed thing that was treacherous. Thank you, Wolfman. I really appreciate how fun that was and how safe it was.
Yeah. I mean, I had fun. Rumor is it was your wife's idea.
Well, I think she had like a beginner to intermediate level idea about the course we would take for the hike, not the expert level. That was probably what that symbol meant on the on the tags.
It was the first path I saw, so I just started walking. Whoops.
We should have known when the beginning was all uphill, like a vertical, and
Yeah.
not great footing. It was probably not going to be the easy course.
I tell you what, though, we got the climb out of the way.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
true.
done after that.
Sweaty to begin with, as I'm carrying 45 pounds of water and supplies. I love how I'm carrying all this crap, and then you've got zero, nothing. You don't even have anything, not even a handheld water bottle. Like, you're the marathoner. You're supposed to have all the junk.
I had a coffee.
Yeah, you've got a mug of coffee in it,
Yeah,
caffeine,
I had a travel mug of coffee.
but that was fun.
No, it was a good time. I had a good time. I think the kids had fun.
I think everyone had fun. So that was our celebration of the last 2 years with the show, family
Yes.
hike. But we've kind of covered a lot on the show over the last 2 years. I know that you said you were getting a lot of questions about you know various topics with the show, but I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, we've had a lot of guests on the show. We appreciate over the last 2 years. A lot of accomplished runners, a lot of accomplished athletes as well, and you know it's nice to see, like when we look back at it, where people have progressed over the years and where we've progressed. I mean, when we first started this show, I mean, I think you were just getting back into shape.
Yeah.
You were just getting into running. You weren't in like peak physical condition or anything like that. And neither was I. By all means, I was not anywhere near that. And I still don't feel that I'm at my top level, but I've definitely progressed a lot over the last 2 years. Um, a lot's transpired. So, you know, what would you say was like your big accomplishment over the last 2 years, Wolfman?
I'd say it's getting back into the marathoning. I'd still done some here and there, but yeah, I was just starting to get back into shape when we started this podcast, and changed jobs, got the flexibility in the schedule to really get that focus that hadn't been there again. And I would say getting back into the marathoning was probably my biggest change and accomplishment since we started doing this. And, you know, still learning stuff from our guests. That's always fun, I think. We're no experts by any means. We don't know it all. And so, we have people on that hopefully you're learning from as you listen to our show, but, we're learning from them too. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think the term expert gets a little bit funny because you might be considered an expert in your field, whatever that might be, but that doesn't mean you know everything. When you
Mhm.
start getting to the point where you feel like you know everything, I think that's when you go kind of astray. You might be very
Yeah, I
knowledgeable,
agree.
you might have a lot more experience with things, but that doesn't mean you're all knowing,
Hmm.
omniscient. So take a step back from that for a second.
I
It's kind of how
agree.
I approach work life, personal life. There's always room for improvement. There's always going to be mistakes made, and you try to make the best of it and not make those mistakes again and again.
Yeah, agreed. What would you say your biggest accomplishment since we started this was?
Finding this hat.
We didn't really run the race. We just found these on the side of the road.
Yeah, laying there, laying everywhere. No, I did. There's a number of things. I would say like one of the biggest changes. I don't know if it's an accomplishment as much as a big change was quitting drinking. That's made a big impact on my life in general. There's been a lot. I feel like I'm healthier. I'm in better shape than I was. Um, I want to put this out there before I forget. I want to just thank my wife for putting up with me over the last 2 years during this podcast.
Yes,
Means a
agreed.
lot. Appreciate that. appreciate all the sacrifice that, because people don't always realize that your family has to sacrifice some for these shows as well. Because you're putting things aside, you're planning things,
Yeah.
having guests come on the show. So we do appreciate the wives sacrifice, the kids sacrifice for this show.
Concur.
So, but yeah, quitting drinking was definitely a big change in my life that happened more recent in this past year. And anyone that's on the fence about it, I would definitely recommend trying it, even if it's for a short period of time. It really makes a big difference in how you feel, how you sleep, even your choices. Your food choices, your diet will change a bit. Also most likely, and almost like inadvertently, you just start making like better choices. So pretty cool.
Awesome.
So what are these questions that the kids are asking you? What were you getting some of these?
Oh yeah. So the kids found out over the weekend it was our 2-year podcast anniversary. So they're asking all kinds of questions. Um, so one question was, have you ever had anybody on the show as a guest more than once? And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, we had John Martino on a couple times. We had Coach Wattis on a couple times. I said, but the person that's been on the most is Jim Schools, Mr. Schools. He's been on uh, 3 times. Is that right? And then I got thinking, Gary Ferguson has been on 3 times because his first episode we had him on twice because
Oh, that's true.
So then, and he came on when we did the one with Lori. So I was like, oh, we got
Right.
to do
Yeah,
an
he beat Lori out with
editorial.
that. Well, of course, Gary would have to win it. With the most, he's got the most miles. You might as well get the
Yeah.
most episodes.
And it was subtle. It slipped right in there. I didn't even realize it. So
That's how he competes. He just keeps going. You don't even realize it. You think he's sleeping. He's still on the course.
yeah. So we have a tie for most featured guest is Mr. Schools and Gary Ferguson 3 times each.
That's funny. That is so funny.
Yeah. And then, but more seriously, they said, what what's been your favorite guest or episode or whatever? And I don't know. I've had a lot of fun with a lot of them, and I would say though that the one I was probably laughing the hardest during our recording, like to where tears were almost coming down, was when we had Gary and Lori on together for our little Boston preview. That one,
Mm-hmm.
I was laughing so hard when we recorded that.
What's funny is like you laugh during the episodes, but then you laugh listening to the episodes as if you're not even part of the episode, which is really like
Oh, for
I never
sure.
would have thought that. I
Yeah,
never would have thought like when you listen back to it that you'd be, and I do. I crack up laughing, and I'm like, I forget,
yeah,
some of the conversation, like exactly how they played out, because
yeah,
some things like you live through, and then you tell a story, you hear a story, and then you're listening back to it, and it's just funny. It's just
it,
funny how it came through.
yeah,
So yeah, I still grab an episode, start listening to it, start chuckling.
yeah. The
I,
same.
you can't beat it. Can't beat it.
The you miss the context that it was in when you said it, and then that adds the element of it. And yeah, you forget what you said, or I missed what that person said, and yeah, it's funny all around.
Yeah, the other thing too is like it's funny what you retain, just random little details like that, like you said about like Gary being on the show 3 times. Like I totally I remember when you said it, but I kind of wasn't even thinking about like, oh yeah, we split that into 2
Yeah,
episodes to begin
yeah,
with. Totally,
and
like it's there, but I just wasn't even thinking about
mhm.
that for the
Yeah,
first
because
thought.
it's not scripted, right? I mean, even our intro is scripted, but not really. you know.
Semi-scripted,
So yeah, semi-scripted show. That should be a category. But
but
what's been your favorite uh, episode or guest or whatever?
I never really thought about it. You know, I never really thought about like favorites. Um,
Well, we were
I
in
enjoyed
line at
talking. What's
we
that?
were in line at Hershey Park when they were asking me, so I had a lot of time to think.
Yeah, no, like I never really thought about like a favorite episode, just like popping into my mind. I like the episode that we did about like basically running with the animals. We were recapping like some of those strange stories that we had when we went for runs and animals popped
Yeah,
out on the run. Like I really like think back to that episode as a funny one. I enjoy listening to that one,
yeah,
playing that back. Um, and just just a number of them, and they were just all different for unique for different reasons. Like you mentioned the Martino episodes, and those were like very good content for
yeah.
learning about running and exercise and how to like get better and improve and some information on that. And then there's the episode with like Lori, which we did when we first our first episode, where that was just pretty amazing hearing her story about all the unique things that happened in her career and how she got to where she was at.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, like I said, they're all just fun for different reasons. I still remember back to that episode with Tim Tyson where he kind of got hit by something, maybe a deer, while
oh
riding his
yeah,
bike, knocked unconscious. Just little pieces like that just jog my memory and kind of laugh and chuckle about the stories and the recap of what happened over the past
yeah,
2 years.
yeah. I forgot about that. Um, that had happened. Yeah, I think they didn't ask me this one particularly, but I would say the probably one of the episodes that changed my approach to things the most was when we had Matt on the Iron Man, Matt Collins
Oh
there,
yeah, yeah,
and
Matt Collins.
when he started talking about the marathon maniacs and like running 2 marathons back to back, and I used to take 2 weeks, 4 weeks like off and just not do anything more. I know some people do that just for the recovery aspect mentally and that kind of stuff, and but I was solely doing it because I was like, oh, you can't run 3 miles after you just ran a marathon. And then hearing that, it was like, yeah, you can. I could go for a 3 mile jog if I feel like jogging 3 miles. Like my leg is not gonna fall off.
When we had Collins on, I didn't even know that like you said, I didn't even know that people would run back. I'm sure that someone would run back to back marathons, but I didn't know it was like a regular thing. I didn't know that there was like people that were running a ton of marathons all the time. I thought there was just like one or two dudes, maybe a couple of girls out there that would run like one in every state, every
Right.
week or something like that. I didn't think that there was like a decent sized group of people doing stuff like that and an actual name for it. I had no
Yeah.
idea.
I have checked it out a couple of times, but yeah, if you are curious, just Google Marathon Maniacs. Check out their webpage. It is pretty wild what some people do. Um, so yeah, what have we had a guest on that's completely changed your approach to things? I shouldn't say completely changed, but really kind of put an aha moment for you.
Um, I think just one of the things that kind of I just didn't realize like how much people could do. Like I knew that there was people that run like 50 miles or 100-mile races and stuff like that, but I didn't know like stuff that like Gary was doing, like where you're doing like these like run basically as far as you can for days.
Right.
Events were even occurring. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know people were doing events that were like you could do hundreds of miles at wet, you know, over the course
Yeah.
of days. And I didn't know that. I just didn't realize like that, like Joe Heller was doing, and some of our other guests. Like I didn't realize how much training was involved. I thought people just kind of worked out and then just jumped into these things more. I didn't know there was like such serious competition and training going into it. I just never really thought about it too much because never did one of those events. But once we
Right.
had those guests on, then I started realizing, like, yeah, that would make sense. Like, you would be pretty specific. You would be working on a lot of things. You would be focusing in on that to get better and better, which
Right.
a lot of those guests have gotten better and better. Jill actually, finished third overall at that last event.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is pretty wild. Pretty wild. Um, of course, the kids they followed that one up with um, what episode have you not liked or guest have you you know And honestly,
who's your least favorite guest?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think I have one. It's all been fun and different, and as far as episodes go, I mean, yeah, you like some more than others, but I wouldn't say that we've done any that I've been like, oh man, that was just straight up crap.
Oh, I can answer. I can answer pretty easy. My least favorite guest was Wolfman.
That's funny, but true.
Yet I keep having him on every episode.
That's funny. But no, like I've enjoyed them all. I really, really have, and um, I feel like it's like anything. You learn from each one. So if you have one and it's okay, that didn't go as well as we wanted it to. It was fun to do it. We really liked it, but I guess nobody else did. You just move on.
I got to be honest. If we had a really least favorite guest, we probably just wouldn't air the episode.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
Like if there was someone that we're like, this guest this is not working out, like no.
It was that episode we had with that Hugo guy. Put him back in the attic with
Yeah,
those
that's it.
fish pails.
That's it. Done. Episode done.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, we probably wouldn't even air it, so nobody would know.
Or you cut it like right at where this stuff starts happening.
Where it
You're like,
derails.
that's it. This episode's over.
This is going the wrong way.
That's funny.
But that's kind of what they were asking. How kids think.
I think my kids were more interested in the fact that it was Christmas in July and that like there was Christmas music on the radio and people were like kind of doing their July celebration of Christmas.
That's pretty wild.
But yeah, like looking forward to the next things we've got coming up here.
Yeah.
On the show, we have some more interesting guests coming up, and some more races. Obviously, you've got your big event coming up pretty soon for your marathon.
Yeah.
We're gonna see where you're at.
I think we have a guest coming on. It's either next week or the following week. We have one coming on soon to tell his story. So that'll be good. Good stuff.
So, guys, thanks for listening over the last 2 years. We appreciate all the support we've gotten from everyone, and we appreciate all the guests that have taken their time and shared their stories with us.
Yes, we do appreciate that. If you have any of your own questions for the 2 years, you can email us. RunningwithMaverickandWolfman at yahoo.com. Spell it right. Spell it right, people. There's 2 O's in Yahoo.
All right, guys. Thanks again for listening. Thanks to all the guests that have been on the show. Maverick and Wolfman, running out.